So I'm currently watching a live stream by Abba and Preach, and they're currently on a section where they're at the part where they're watching a dude's video about him. Asian looking dude. I don't know what kind. Sadly, I can't tell. I'm not familiar with the different types. Um, he's sitting in his car. He's got this blazer on. It's a blue blazer. He's sitting in his car talking about excuse me, sorry I burped. Um, Pretty much how people in life don't care about you. He's talking about a story from his childhood about kids in the playground, and he was at lunch and he didn't have food, and his friends didn't share with him when he asked. Um, yeah, but then Abba chimes in with his perspective on things, and then it got me thinking on holy shit, it's taking a long time to get the fucking words out. I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm thinking. I think it's probably because I'm eating, and I really want, like, a part of me really wants to eat this food, but I'm stopping myself from eating, and I'm recording this. I think that's probably why. But anyways, I was thinking right to myself, and oh, that's right. Okay, so he was on the guy that they're watching the video of. He was talking about his relationship struggles and how like so how his girlfriends were cheating on him and blah blah blah, right? And I started thinking to myself like the main issue with that is attachment, not the issue with it, but the main issue we all have as humans is attached is yeah your attachments to people, to concepts, to things, you know. For example, if someone cheats on you, yeah, it sucks, but I think you should also expect it. I think it's unreasonable for you to expect a human to only want to be with you for the rest of your life. Both people can choose that. You know, they can choose that and be perfectly fine. But decisions or but stances on it in the moment can change, you know, especially if there are mind altering substances involved. But yeah, I don't know if I want to post this one. I still might. I don't know. I don't know. But that also got me thinking of desperation. Desperation makes people do desperate things, pretty much. That was like explaining the definition with the definition. That doesn't work. Or that was like explaining the word with the definition. No, fuck. That was like explaining the word with the word in the definition. There we go. God damn. I knew what I wanted to say, but I couldn't get it out. Oh, fuck. You might be able to hear that. That was a dog barking. Yeah. I think I still have the window open. So it might be really loud. Sorry. Um, but yeah, sometimes desperation manifests in texting a lot because you're desperate for a reply, because you're desperate for that person to want you around as much as you want them around. It could manifest in texting, calling, um, honestly, it's really, well, yeah, that's all I can think of because I don't talk to people in person really. Unless it's a job. And then at this point now, I just try to make or I just try to gain as little of an attachment as I can. At least that's the idea. But in reality, the entire time I'm just fucking nervous and anxious. You get a job and then you get fired because you can't make a sale. And the only jobs that seem to want to fucking hire people quickly are sales jobs. And it's understandable because they have high turnarounds. If people can't make sales, then they fire them. And you're going to these environments constantly, constantly, and it's just nerve wracking every time. You're nervous, you're anxious, you already don't have anything, so if you keep getting fired, then you're just gonna not have anything for a long time. And it's not an issue of it's not a thing where you're unhappy not having things or not. Well, no, yeah, you are, because there's a lot of different things involved. You're draining resources from other people because as you're existing without a job, you're consuming electricity by using your laptop or just consuming space. And you can't pay the person whose stuff you're consuming because you don't have a job because you keep getting fired. Well, in reality, I mean, you say keep like it happens repeatedly, but you got fired once, had one, broke down during the workday, so you left, and then you stopped working for like 4 months, focused, quote unquote, on a dumb game idea, and then you tried working again, and then you got fired because you couldn't make a sale for fucking internet. And now you have another interview for a phone selling gig. Same exact system. All of them work the exact same fucking way. They have a stupid pitch that you have to learn. Then you make sales, which is just getting people signed up to a phone plan. Which for this one, I don't understand. Why the fuck would they talk to you when if they, like, most people already have phone plans? And if they don't, they're just gonna go to the place to get the phone plan. Everyone knows that there's like 3 or 4 different kinds. You know? Most people just do the $60 or whatever it is for the unlimited plan. You know? Or really, you just pay for whatever you need or whatever you think you need. I don't know. All I can do is learn the pitch and keep do. I wish they would pay people like servers at least, but that can never happen because the whole business model is it's pretty much baked around. It's pretty much baked around the people at the bottom making money, so the people at the top make money. If no one at the bottom makes money, then no one at the top makes money. Meaning they can't have people that don't make money. It's understandable, but it's fucking shitty that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of these types of jobs everywhere. And they are the only kind of sales jobs. You have you have the companies that have like 5 position structures where the top person you go and open your own office. You have some middle position. They're always named different things, but the middle one's the quote unquote back end of the office where you learn more shit. You learn accounting. You learn just however the fuck you run a charity or a third party company for some other company, either a phone company or a sales company or not a phone, solar, internet. Those are the yeah. But all of them are structured the same way. You have some entry level position where you learn a pitch and you learn marketing systems that everyone fucking all of them use the exact same shit. They sometimes just word them differently. You know, some of them use more than others. Some of them use just the bare bones versions of them. You know, um, and then you go from there. You go to the next position where you teach people what you just learned, and then after that, you go to another one where your goal is to then. Well, in the second one, you teach people what they just learned, or what you just learned. Um, you also build a team of your own, so people that were in the position or that are in the position that you were just in. You teach them everything that you know, basically everything they taught you, and you also learn how to do interviews, and you do interviews. And then the next position, you do interviews, you teach people, and then you also learn recruiting, and you learn accounting and whatever fuck else shit they have. And you have to remember, tell them what they want to hear. You always have to tell them what they want to hear. Yes, you want to grow in the company, you know? Yes, you want to open up your own office. Yes, 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 yes. So that they don't treat you some kind of weird way, and so that you don't stand out, so that you can just work. Don't stress yourself out because you're not going to make any sales that way. But you also have to try really, really, really hard to make sales. But don't stress yourself out while doing it because that doesn't get you any money. I hate these fucking jobs, if you can't tell. I hate all of them. At least fundraising is the easiest version of them because you're fundraising for whatever the fuck it is. It's some kind of fundraising. Some of them you can't. Some of them don't take cash. Some of them only take cash. Well, no, they either don't take cash or they take cash in card. But weirdly enough, the fundraisers are getting harder and harder to find now. I don't know why. I do not know why. Like now, the only sales ones I'm getting are like this one's for phones, but the previous one is for internet, and the one before that was for some fucking hospital on a plane. You know, but they're all the same. It's just whatever company it is, whether it's like some specific kind of thing, like a hospital on a plane, um, that flies to different countries and treats people, or it's internet or phone, internet companies, phone companies, or solar. They partner with a third party company, basically a marketing company, which is basically just someone makes a fucking LLC and then hires people to do marketing. You're all using the same fucking shit. Someone hires you to then do the marketing for them, which means the people at the bottom stand outside or they stand inside trying to get other people to hear what they're saying and then give them money for it. Whatever it is. They give them money. The boss takes a cut. The person that's doing it takes a cut. It's like if someone gives you $10, you as the rep take $3 and the boss takes $6 and the rest of it goes to the actual whatever the fuck it is. You know, technically the boss only takes three, but the other parts go to fund the office expenses, which ultimately just goes back to them. Basically, I just want a regular job, dude. And that's the fucked part about it. It's sad because every single time you go to one, every single one of these jobs, they put down regular hourly jobs saying, "Oh, don't you want to get paid for your effort? You know, don't you want to get Don't you want to haven't you ever worked a job where you've gotten paid more than someone else for doing but they're doing less, or no, haven't you gotten paid less than someone else who's doing less work? Most people, no. That's not the fucking case. You go to a job, you agree to whatever the fuck they're paying you, or if you have leverage, you negotiate more. Most people just take whatever they're giving them. Realistically, no one has fucking time to fucking argue with somebody about getting paid more, dude. So you take the $9, you take the $15, you take whatever the fuck amount of money it is. You go work the job, and you have a set amount of hours. You know, your hours may move around week to week. That's not the issue. You know, like when you have a regular job, at least you have a job. You're not gonna get fired for some random fucking reason. If you get fired, it's because you're a shitty coworker. You're a shitty person to work with. You know, but most people are just chill. Most people are not shitty people to work with. So they're not gonna get fired. You know. The issue is on a personal level where, oh, well, I'm making X amount of money, but it's not enough for me to live. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that's more of a personal issue. You can lower your expenses, or you can live within your means until you make more money, and then live within those means. But sales jobs love to put them down as if it's so great to work 10 hours a day every single day, minus 1, maybe 2 days. And then you get paid whatever the fuck people give you. However many sales you make, or however many donations you make, or whatever the fuck. It just sucks. The longer life goes on, and the longer it takes to find something stable, to make money, to fix your life or get it up and going again, the harder it is to want to exist. And it's sad. It sucks. And it's not like it's weird because it's not like I'm gonna jump off a bridge tomorrow if I don't get a job. But it's just constantly there in your mind. You know? But that wouldn't really, well, no, it would be super beneficial for this shit to just end. It would be super beneficial. But it also obviously would just suck for everyone else, but that wouldn't matter to me. I'm dead, you know? It just sucks, dude. I don't know. And then it feels weird because I always think back to I mean, like, I guess technically it's still up, but like I just don't use it, or it's not, no one knows it's there. But there's I forgot what it's called, but it's like one of those online shops where, like, you as the creator, you make something and then you put it on there, and then people basically pay for it, and another company prints out whatever it is and they send it to the person. So like if it's a mug, let's say like it's words, and it says like "I love you" and it has like a heart on it, right? Basically, the mug says I love you. The um they make the stenciled shitter. I don't know how the fuck it works, but they basically send them the mug and you get the money, basically. because you're like designing whatever the fuck is on it, and yeah. But you can do stickers, you can do shirts, you can do mugs, you can do phone cases. I think it's Redbubble. There's Redbubble and there's like another one, but every now and then my mind goes back to that, you know. And then that just goes from you being one of the countless people in real life that doesn't have a job, but you sell things or you try to sell things online, basically. You know, at least if I had a job and I could just, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. I forgot why I made this. I do and don't want to kill myself at the same time. I don't because life is fun and interesting when it's going good, but I do because life sucks ass when it's going shitty. When it's really fucking bad. But then I feel weird about saying it's bad because I have a bed and I have four walls around me and I have a door, you know, and I'm in a familiar environment. I wonder how many times I've said that. Makes me feel like I don't have a right to say, I don't like this. I don't want to be here. But obviously, it's on me to fix it, right? It's on me to fix my life. You know? Obviously. And with everything that goes on in my mind, and the ideas I have and thoughts and blah blah blah, no one gives a fuck. Everyone has ideas. Just with all of it. Obviously, with any of us, oh, if I had this amount of money, I could do blah blah, right? Basically, if you had $1 million, you could do a lot of things with it. You could do a lot of things that benefit a lot of people, and not in the, oh, I'm gonna give X amount of money to X amount of charity. You know who that really benefits? Not many in the long run. All of that money doesn't go to the charity. Depending on what you're giving it to, you're just paying someone to have a little bit of money now, but they're still going to be doing the same thing every day. And they're going to use that to increase or maintain their living. You're going to be paying a CEO or a boss or whatever the fuck, a person that owns an LLC, you know. But if you had $1 million or 5 million or whatever the fuck, you could do a lot. Obviously, you would need something that, or you would need to make or build something that makes you more money so that the money can grow and you can help more people with it. But help as in grow your money and build affordable housing. Not so it's free, but so that people have housing that they can afford and you make money and they get to live. But then again, that's already a thing. But not really, because you have to have a lot of money to afford those affordable homes. It's just a weird situation, dude. Life just is just weird. You exist, and if you're lucky, you have parents that made a right choice in having you. And even then, you're secure for a certain amount of time, and then you're an adult, and then you have kind of like your initial starting options. You could do college, you could do military, you could just go get a job somewhere. And it's weird because the younger you are, the easier it is. As in, like 18 onwards, the younger you are, the easier it is because no one expects anything. But as you get older and you keep failing more and more and more and more and more, people just don't care. And then it's inevitable for you to end up like the countless people that are just wandering the streets in the cold because people stopped caring. So much so that you'll approach a car and there'll be a grandma and an adult and a younger adult and his girlfriend sitting in the car, and the grandma decides she's not even going to give the person the dignity or, yeah, the courtesy of a response. Tell them, hey, I don't have anything. Even though I know you do, you have an entire canister of coins in your fucking car. No, you're just going to ignore them. Sadly, I couldn't give them anything. I don't have anything. But it makes sense. She's a product of her time. But not really. Because there are others that are a product of her same time that aren't like her. And then every now and then you think of little whisperings you've heard of how negative she can be as a person. And it makes sense. It makes sense. You feel it and hear it every once in a while. Well, often, actually. You already don't want to live here, but makes you not want to live here even more, you know? And then you feel dumb because you're saying all of this to a phone that's recording. It's going to be posted later on because you're dumb. And people are going to hear this. And they're going to have opinions. It doesn't really matter. You just feel dumb. I guess, I don't know, maybe you just always feel dumb. Just feel dumb and awkward. And it's weird because you know you're not, well, you know you're awkward, but you're not dumb. You know? But every time you miss simple things, or you make the wrong simple choice, or people look at you like you're dumb, or I don't know, it's like, I don't know. Everyone has those kind of people in their those kinds of people in their life that they don't want to be around. They basically know too much about them, and the person will make simple mistakes, or they'll think too deeply on something. And then they'll be talked to by everyone in the room as if they're stupid. Or they'll be treated like they're weird for thinking too deeply on something. think I just get tired of those moments. And they happen often because I think deeply on things often. Or I overthink on things too often. Or very often. So those moments are kind of never ending. I don't think I like family gatherings. I think I go to them because I feel like I'm supposed to. But I don't like it. Eventually there's a part of me that just doesn't want to be there, but I'm stuck there. Because I haven't fixed my life yet. I don't have a way to get there by myself. I have to depend on someone else to get there. I wonder if there will always be a part of me that hates myself. I wonder how people actually get over that. Like truly, fully get over it, you know? Maybe you don't. Maybe no one ever does. We kind of trick ourselves into thinking we do. I don't know. I feel dumb even though I know I'm not dumb. I don't like being around people, but I know I have to. At least until I don't have to. Meaning I'm making enough money by myself that I don't have to be around people. But you can't tell people this, especially at work. So the best case scenario is to never provide opinions, never provide perspectives, never show anything than the most bare bone versions of yourself. Don't be expressive so that people don't expect that from you. It's easier that way. But it's hard to do around people that know you or that have known you for a while. Especially if you're the family druggie. That's it.